Taking you through our story here on IIIT Allahabad. Double tragedy that sparks uproar within the student fraternity. Here, grief and anger now filled within the campus. Students are out in the streets. They are protesting against two deaths that took place in a span of few hours on campus. Two first-year B.Tech students lost their lives on the same night. Rahul Chaitanya Madala, a 20-year-old who was hearing and speech impaired, allegedly died by suicide jumping from the 5th floor of his hostel building. Rahul was battling academic stress, we hear, and had failed his first semester exams. His disability, students say, was overlooked by the college system itself. His last heartbreaking message to his mother reveals just how alone he felt. Rahul died on his birthday. His mother completely devastated as expected. We are looking at the students there who are protesting vehemently, demanding answers from the administration.
टीन को इधर एडमिशन हुआ था IIIT इलाहाबाद में वो फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर को आया दिसंबर में जनवरी 4 को फिर इधर आ गया था क्या यही का भाई उसको भाइयों को अच्छा रखने को बोला स्टडी करने को बोला उसको पापा को अच्छा रहने को बोला।
थाना एयरपोर्ट को एक सूचना प्राप्त हुई जिसमें ये ज्ञात हुआ कि IIIT इंस्टीट्यूट में पढ़ने वाले छात्र मणितेजा पुत्र गंगाधर जो कि जनपद निजामाबाद तेलंगाना के निवासी थे, उन्होंने बॉयज़ हॉस्टल की 5वीं मंजिल से कूदकर आत्महत्या कर ली। जैसे ही सूचना प्राप्त हुई, मौके पर थाना पुलिस पहुंची। तुरंत घायल को SRN हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती कराया गया। इलाज के दौरान जो हमारे मरीज़ थे उनकी मृत्यु हो गई। इसके उपरांत जो भी अन्य वैधानिक कार्रवाइयाँ हैं वो की जा रही हैं।
And sadly, in another blow to the student community, another student, Akhil, first-year student, died the very same night, reportedly due to negligence. Akhil had approached the campus medical facility with severe pain and breathing issues. Students allege he was turned away. Sadly, he didn't survive. Now, under pressure, the administration has formed an internal probe, but students aren't buying it. They're out protesting, demanding accountability. Shockingly, several students claim that they're now being threatened with exam failures if they continue to raise their voices. This tragedy has once again triggered a serious conversation about academic pressure, mental health, institutional apathy, issues that haunt even the country's top institutes. Now, joining me tonight, a quick look to what this controversy is all about and if there is deep-rooted frustration within administrations in universities of this nature, high-statured ones. Raj Shivhare, B.Tech third-year student from IIT Delhi joins me, and Dr. Mimamsa Singh Tanwar, clinical psychologist, the head of Fortis School Mental Health Program. Raj, if I could get your word on what we see here at IIIT Allahabad. Very tragic, of two students who died, different reasons. Students but blaming the administration for apathy, not really showing any concern or care towards these students. Finally, they lost them. What do you see this protest? How do you see it? Is this a frustration that was deep-seated?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on News 9 for speaking on this issue. Being a student from a premier institute of this country who has spent 3 years in this institute, I have myself seen nearly 5-6 students committing suicides here. And I will give you a holistic perspective that why students in premier institute commit suicide. Apart from academic pressure, there are many other reasons also. I'll cover all of them. So you please give me some time. I'll quickly give you 5-6 main reasons why these suicides are happening in premium institutes like IIIT, IITs. So the very first reason is that any student who is studying in a technical institute has gone through a factory in Kota or some similar place like that, where they were taught by their coaching institute teachers that once you enter into this premier colleges, all your problems will be sorted. Once you enter into this premier colleges, you will get high packages worth crore or lakhs. But you see, the placement rate is low from last 3 years, even in IIITs and IITs. And when such students enter into premier institute and when they face the tough discipline academic system of this premier institute where every week there is a quiz, there is project submission, there is assignment, there is exams, they are not able to cope up with this pressure because they were not ready for these kind of hard work. So the very first reason is the brainwashing done by the coaching institutes and coaching mafias, which gives this false hope to students that once they enter into IIT, their life will be sorted. Then second thing, I request everyone to please listen to it very sensitively. I'm not against any category.
Go on.
Yes, any category or community. So there are two kind of students who enter into IIT. I lie in between. Therefore, I'm giving you an unbiased view on it. So the very first category or kind is those students who don't get any favor in the entrance exam. So they work little harder on their logical skills, on their problem solving skills. And there are students who get some benediction in exams, and they need to prepare little less as compared to the other students. So when these both students enter into the premium institute, now there is no benefit or no relaxation on basis of community or category. So now there is a high competition inside the institute. And if I am sitting in this room and my friend is also sitting in this room, we are studying from same study material, same lecture, same book, but my friend is able to score well because he has worked harder on his problem solving skills, and I am not able to do. So I am comparing myself with my friend, and I am saying that, oh, he is able to do it, but I am not able to score well. I am good for nothing. I'm useless. I should commit suicide. The third reason why suicides are happening in Premier Institute is because the professors in Premier Institute might be good researcher, scientist, management gurus, or maybe good doctors, but they are not good teachers. When it comes about art of teaching, when it comes about art of storytelling, when it comes about making study fun for students, because they have because the attention span of student is less, they fail. And because of this, there is low attendance of students in colleges, and there are cases in which students committed suicide because of their low attendance in Premium Institute, right? And not just this, 70% of the students in Premium Institute look after NPTEL lectures or YouTube lectures in order to understand the concept and don't go to classes because the classes are not fun or not that interactive. Number fourth is the hardcore try something else. Every time I think that I am not made for engineering, my mind says that shayad I'm looking for escapism because everyone else is doing good, so I should also do the same.
That pressure, and none of us escape in any industry or any aspect of life. Every industry is as challenging, and engineering is no different. We know that these are high stakes, a lot of pressure, a lot of money spent, a lot of competition. But how do we ensure that there is economic, at least for the students there, while they're spending that kind of money, at the same time they receive the benefits of a quality education and also preserve their mental health? Ma'am, if you can give me a sense on academic vigor versus mental health, how should institutions strike that balance?
See, I think what we need to really understand is from the school itself, we must start on introducing mental health curriculum, because education and academic pressure has for a very long time been a part of our the culture that we end up the pressure that we end up taking as a part of either the individual who tends to feel this pressure because of the comparative the comparison that we end up making in terms of who is doing how well, whether it is the pressure that comes from the family or it is the pressure that we see in general in the society, in the institutions, so on and so forth. What we must understand is, and in context to also, something what he was referring to is the fact that everything is just surrounded around this aspect of going to this one particular institute, board examinations, then this institution, then this and this and this. On the aspect of the career path, which we need to understand is more of a longitudinal axis. And it's not just about that one board exam, and it's not about just clearing that or cracking that one examination, even though they are important milestones of our life. But that cross section cannot define the longitudinal axis of life that we are going to lead. And there are going to be tests and pressures that are going to come in and out in different aspects of our life, in different profession that we will be in. So it's the aspect of what gets cut off when we are putting pressure lot around the academics and scores and marks. The social skills, the social aspect. A student you would see would stop going out to play, to go to the playground, to meet their friends. Even if they are meeting with their peers, they're generally just talking about academics. Or largely, students don't even, they hardly interact because everybody is in that competitive race. So everyone is thinking perhaps something similar on the lines of, how am I doing? And in comparison to my peers, how well am I able to do, not able to do, yet not being able to express about it. One ends up isolating oneself,
Yeah.
so much so because of the pressure that we end up internalizing, that we don't speak up, we don't talk about our pressures, we don't talk about the challenges that we end up facing. And pressures can come in from different elements, from different aspects of our life. The second aspect over here is also about the relationships, the nature of relationships that we have with our families, the way we have with our peers, the kind of connection that we end up feeling with our mentors, and which is where the role of mentoring also comes in, which is where the role of parents as a support system comes in,
Correct.
peers being a pillar of strength, that comes in, because that connection makes us feel that yes, there is something which is also valuable in my life along with everything else that I need to do. So those relationships really bring in that
Absolutely.
aspect of positivity in our life, which we
Right.
must inculcate and continue to keep reinforcing
Right.
while students are in education system, whether schools or colleges. We
Yeah,
must include that.
as we're short on time, Raj, if I could give you 10 seconds to give me your last 2 points on why you think this has become an epidemic.
Okay, so I'll add two more points to this, that why this happens. Number two is the insensitive nature of the youth in colleges. If I go to my hostel and ask my friend for help, he would probably say, "Ki okay, you are feeling depressed. Let's go. We will smoke. We will drink, and don't waste my time. I have my
Yeah.
own things to
Yeah.
do." Number two is, just give me 5 more seconds. Number two is, we all know that even after putting big banners and flexes of no drugs and no intoxication in colleges, there are particular sections in every boys' hostel where people do intoxication. And one of my friend who was in this addiction tried committing suicide. Somehow, fortunately, we saved his life. So these are two more
You're saying
epidemics
addiction
which
is,
we
is, is certainly one big aspect, and this we know is rampant, right? It is rampant across the world. Indian institutes also are facing that issue, uh, and we're hoping that authorities crack down on this. But this specific two cases here, according to the students who are protesting, claim it's negligence of the university and the college management for not actually catering to their basic needs. One being specially abled who wanted a little attention, did not get it. The other, who had a medical emergency or reached out to the college administration, was completely ignored. So let's hope this internal committee of IIIT Allahabad manages to get to the bottom of who's responsible. We're going to track this story. Thanks very much for joining us, both of you.
Thank you.